And we're live. All right, part 3 here. I think what I want to cover with you guys is a few more things inside of this edit window that are pretty easy. Could be a 10-minute Burke video, which actually means it could be about a half hour. But we'll try to make it 10 minutes. This button up here, this drop-down button at the very top of the edit window, it's your edit toolbar. Click that window. Maybe go minimal. We just lost some features at our toolbar along the top. Did you guys know that you can hold, well, you didn't know, so I'm telling you. You can hold command up top here. You could hold command and you could move around things that you use up top here. Yeah. You can move your counters around. You can move your editing tools around. You can move your edit modes around. If you hold command.
You have to wait till you see the grab.
You'll see the hand tool, the grabber, pull over it. So you can customize your toolbar at the top by moving things around. In addition, when we look at this drop-down menu, do we need our zoom controls? Let's look at them. Here's our zoom controls right here. This is something that you guys feel like you don't really use anymore because you use keyboard shortcuts. So save real estate. Get rid of the zoom controls. What's the transport? That's going to be the bulk of this lesson. What's the transport? How would you define it, Julian?
It's your controls to play, rewind, stop, record.
Yeah, you have the ability to play, stop, record, rewind with the transport. It's not hard, but right here, here's our first button. This one is like a sync, MIDI sync button. We're not even going to use this first button here. Sir.
I think you might be on the way to answering this, but for the track record enable button or record enable button up there, what are you recording there? Because you're not connected to it.
I'm going to go through all of that.
Okay, yeah.
This one right here is to sync. This is something you guys aren't going to use. This is to sync playback of Pro Tools with another device. What does the square button do? Literally just stops. What can you use to stop and start Pro Tools? Spacebar. What is the triangle? It's play. What is the next one right here? This is record enable. Nothing will actually record in Pro Tools if we do not have record enable clicked on. This works in conjunction with the record button on each track. And we have to have an active input for every track in order to be able to record it, which makes sense. But if we wanted to be able to record on our kick drum track, we have to enable this record here in order to be able to actually record in Pro Tools. All of this can be done with a keyboard shortcut, yeah. These two buttons right here are rewind and fast forward. This one goes to the end of the song and the beginning of the song. How do we get to the beginning of the song? I'll get your questions in a second. How do we get to the beginning of the song? Morgan? You just hit return on the keyboard, and that always goes to the beginning. How do you play and stop? Spacebar. How do we record in Pro Tools? Command and spacebar. If you held command and hit spacebar, Pro Tools can record for you. Spacebar would stop it. Spacebar would play. Command and spacebar would record. Okay, we'll have to fix that setting. You guys have Spotlight enabled. I'm not going to add that in this video, but we'll correct that in a second. Spotlight is enabled, and we'll fix that at the conclusion of this. Augustine, you had a question.
Okay. So I wasn't sure. So when Slater helped us the day you weren't here, we had to cut like a piece out, and then he said something about you could cue in the record by hitting like the 6 button. Yeah.
You can punch in and punch out.
Which
I'm going to show you guys how to punch in and punch out. That's all the purpose of this lesson right now. So we can play a track. What I like to do in Pro Tools is if I right click on play, I can loop playback, which is something that I like to do a lot. I almost always have my play button in loop mode. Because when I am working on a vocal part, if I want to work on a vocal part for a song, I just want to loop this section and have it play over and over. It could be a tom fill, or a bass note, or a guitar riff, or something like that. I just want this part to play over and over. So you will find that almost 99% of the time when I use Pro Tools, this is always engaged to loop playback. How do we engage it to loop playback? We can right click on this. I hit control click. That's my typical right click that I do, but you guys can hit 2 fingers and right click on the play button. The record enable button is sitting right here for us, but if we right click on record enable, look, there are 4 different ways of recording. How many people have punched in here in the past? Okay, you need to pay attention to this lesson because this is something I've helped you with in the past and you haven't known about. But every time you guys want to punch in, what has to be activated under record? Quick punch. And you'll notice there's a little P inside of this record button now. We can do destructive recording, looped recording, or punching, what do they call it? Quick punch recording. I'm going to explain it. Normal recording mode just lets you record. And if you wanted to, you could record over something. If you are in loop recording, if you're in loop recording just literally lets you highlight a section and it keeps recording and it makes new playlists every time. So if you wanted to just have your friend play the guitar solo, just play it 3 or 4 times. You just play it 3 or 4 times and don't even think about it. There's 4 playlists and you could cut that together. Sing the verse, sing the chorus 4 times, and then you can go back and edit it together. Destructive. Destructive recording. Destructive recording is literally like recording on analog tape. So if you recorded over it, you couldn't get it back. Just a little bit. I can't get your eyes at all. I just need them. Destructive recording. I need you guys to just take notes on this stuff too. Destructive recording is just like recording on cassette tape, analog tape. Once you record over it, you can't get it back. Why would you use that? I don't know. Maybe classic old school guys want to use it. But quick punch is the one that you're going to use. You guys will see this right here with a P. That means we are in quick punch mode. 99% of the time when I'm using Pro Tools, I need to have loop play on and I need to have quick punch on. Otherwise, I'm having a bad day. Like I can't do what I need to do. One of the major problems for me is when I walk up to another Pro Tools system and I think it's mine, I just start going to record and then all of a sudden I can't do what I want to do because of quick punch and loop play. Just a silly little thing. Now, let's actually use the quick punch thing to explain a little bit. I'm going to hit spacebar. The song is playing. If I hold command and spacebar, I can punch in. Holding command, hit spacebar. I punched out. Holding down command, I hit spacebar again, it punched in. And then it punched out. And then it punched in and it punched out. And then I can just hit spacebar to stop it. I can hold command and spacebar right now and start recording right away, and I can hold command. I can hold command and hit spacebar to punch out, punch back in, and punch back out. If we didn't have quick punch on, all we can do here is activate it into record with command and spacebar, but I cannot punch in or punch out at all.
You have to go back to the little dot, right?
I'd have to go back to the record button and activate quick punch mode to be able to punch in and punch out. You guys worked with Mr. Slater and spoke with Mr. Slater, and he told you you could use 3 on the numeric pad or 6. On your laptop, you don't have a numeric pad, so that is not an option. We need to go to System Preferences. We need to go to System Preferences. Okay, you can open it up and go now, but you better go to System Preferences. And we need to go to Spotlight. System Preferences and Spotlight. Keyboard shortcuts is at the bottom left there. Now on this window here, I believe these are checked on for you guys. Show Spotlight Search, Command and Spacebar. Is that activated for you? Deactivate these 2. And that way you can use Command and Spacebar. So if you are having a problem with your Pro Tools, that is how you have to deactivate Spotlight. Spotlight is a search feature that is available on the Mac. The 2 have never worked together ever for like production. Sir.
So, when you're recording a track that's not in quick punch, just like normal, normal.
Mm-hmm.
When you hit command spacebar, it records, but like you can't hit command spacebar again to stop it and keep the track going.
Right, you can't punch in and punch out.
And quick punch, that's what that does.
Right.
So what does it do when you hit command spacebar while you're in normal?
Normal record mode?
That just records?
When you hit command spacebar and you're in normal record mode, all you can do is start recording, but you can't punch in and out.
Does it do anything when you hit it again to stop it, or?
It won't. All it can do is stop from there. But if this was a recorded vocal line by Kyle had sang this vocal part here, we could hit, now that we have the transport set up properly, I can hit play, Kyle can sing, I can hold command and hit spacebar, patch that in, and punch out. So I punched in and punched out. So finishing up with the edit window, I think the toolbar up top here helps you out quite a bit. You definitely need to see, you can customize this however you want, and you need the transport. Right here is our timeline right here. I want to show you something about the timeline, and then I'll finish up this video lesson for today. But the timeline right here, we can see minutes or seconds or bars and beats. So when we play the song, it'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. I can change that to make it minutes and seconds. I can also show a sub counter. So one of them is in minutes and seconds, and the other one shows my measures and beats. That is how I like to work. And the last thing that I need to show you in the edit window that I think is crucial for me all the time when I work is highlighting something. When I highlight something, right now up here, it has showed me exactly where I started, exactly where I ended, and exactly how long this highlighted selection is. If I change the front of this right now by holding shift, see the beginning change? And the overall length is changing, but the end is staying the same there. I need things like this for when I'm at the end of a song and somebody needs something to fade out. If somebody wanted this to fade out and I was using my smart tool, if this had to fade out here, I apologize for moving this screen around a lot. If I want it to fade out, this will show me that my fade is 3 seconds long. Or I can make my fade 5 seconds long. So this really helps me as far as production in my edit window. That's about all we can chew for now without overloading ourselves. All right.